Hey, welcome to Texas Football Talk. I'm your host, Jeremy Lockby, once again joined by my brother Clint in this episode of Commitment Corner, 2022 linebacker out of Mater Dei, California, Eoghan Kerry. How you doing, brother?
Hey, pretty good, man. Really excited about this pickup, this commitment out of one of the top programs in the country out of Mater Dei High School, 6'3", 225 pounds, currently ranked at about 87 according to 247, number 587th in the nation. Number 61 linebacker. I think that may change as the year goes on. Number 45 in California, and had 10 offers, committed to UT over Colorado and Arizona. Like we said before, plays in the CIF there in California. When you're looking at Mater Dei and you're looking at consistent top 10 programs, they are one of those programs. And each and every year when they go out and play, they're looking to play someone outside of conference, really outside of the state. And I think that's what makes their program that much better. He's the second linebacker in the 22 class behind Travell Johnson. And again, if you're looking at his size and you're looking at his length and you're looking at his speed, again, I can tell you that me and Jeremy, we're really excited about his film. Currently runs, has ran a 4.59 40. But I think, all in all, you're talking about someone that was a track and a basketball guy and really didn't start playing football until his freshman year in high school. I think if the story is correct, I believe somebody came up to him and said, hey, try your hand at football, man, and see kind of where it goes. And I think he might have dropped the other two sports, and I think he's solely doing football at this particular point. And I think you're going to be able to see it. He moved schools from one school in California to another one to play at Mater Dei. And we'll see how he plays, man, against a really good offensive line come August 27th when he plays against Duncanville High School in Duncanville, Texas. Really excited about that game. Your thoughts, man, and on his film study?
So Eoghan Kerry is 6'3", 225 pounds, like you said, and has ran a 4.59 40. So like you said, I'll pick up right where you left off. Excellent size speed combination. When you're talking about Eoghan's film, Eoghan spends time as what would be the rush end or edge player, but he also spends time as an outside linebacker, but very effective as a rush end. And like you said, he's just one of those guys who pops on film. Generally, when Texas has recruited linebackers over the last couple of years, it's been that 6 foot to 6'2", 200, almost 195 to 210 pound guy. This guy's coming to his senior year at Mater Dei at 6'3", 225 pounds and runs a 4.59 40. So that's the kind of athlete when you project to an SEC linebacker. When folks talk about an SEC linebacker, they're talking about guys that are this size that can maintain that type of speed to be able to cover in space. So as far as his size speed combination, I think he's perfect for transforming. If we do end up going pretty soon to the SEC, that body type that you'd see if you looked at an Alabama roster and a Georgia roster currently. Utilized off the edge, again, in blitz situations, he is full head of steam. Again, you can't tell he hasn't been playing football very long because he reads and reacts very well, gets in the backfield and stops people on a dime, again, because of his athletic ability. Again, you talked about the kind of folks he's going against in the CIF in California, one of the toughest districts. Week in and week out, he's playing against tough competition. But when he's going against offensive tackles, he has great leverage and hand play to keep the offensive tackles off of him. Generally, with the CIF, you got a great, almost a collegiate coaching staff that's teaching these kids the fundamentals of how to play defense, and it shows on film. Again, you couldn't tell that he hasn't been playing football in more than 2 years. Again, shows good instincts and feels for the play, runs through contact. Again, multiple sacks off the backside of the quarterback, multiple, running down the ball carrier and tracking him down from behind. Excellent fundamental tackler, packs a punch at contact. Again, just a versatile linebacker who you could use in Pete Kwiatkowski and Jeff Choate's system in multiple different facets. Again, they're looking for versatile playmakers that they can move, like I said, to that jack position. Maybe he puts on a little weight and can play that defensive end position. Currently, we have Jacoby Jones playing there, but maybe he can find himself in that defensive end position or an outside linebacker. But excellent frame, has the size to play immediately. Again, like you said, where he's starting in an 87th grade, I don't project he'll finish in his senior year. And if he continues to progress the way he's progressed the first 2 years of playing football, he could definitely play pretty early in his Longhorn career, and has the speed to recover in space. And that's the That's the big thing. Modern Day was willing to put him on slot receivers at times because of his 4.6 speed. So again, versatile, could play edge, could play defensive end, could play outside linebacker, and adds a little bit of size, could play in the middle. But Eoghan Kerry, again, out of Modern Day High School, one of the premier programs in the country, is coming to the University of Texas, and I'm happy to have him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing too is I think when you're looking at probably evaluators and being able to evaluate film, there's very little film on him right now. I think he played, I think just bits and pieces of a 5 or 6 game season last year, and I think he only played in maybe 3 games. I think total.
What's 3 games?
So I think it's consistency from an evaluation standpoint. In growth, being able to see a growth over a whole season. And I think when we go back and look at some of these evaluations across the country, I think, obviously COVID did a number on a lot of high schools last year when it comes to, obviously having film, people, being there to be able to evaluate them in person versus, watching film and so on and so forth. So I think you'll see that a lot with some of these guys that Texas is going after. But with these 2 guys, they wanted to see him in person. They've wanted to see somebody come and have him see him in person. Brought him to the 40 acres for a visit over the barbecue and seen what he was about, who he was, and actually get eyes on him, which I think is big. So I think from a consistency standpoint this year, playing more games, hopefully getting more games in out there in California, so that the evaluators can actually see what they missed on. How about that? That's why I put it.
Yeah.
They missed on.
Absolutely, yeah. So that definitely is a limiting factor. 3 ball games your junior year, but like you said, they had him on campus. They ran him through workouts. They looked at his credentials, his speed, his size, and felt like this is a kid that Jeff Choate and Pete Kwiatkowski wanted to be a part of their defense. And like you said, on-field evaluations, yes, you want to take as much as a screenshot as you can from film. But if it's only a 3-game sample, then yeah, if you can get them on campus and camp them, and then put them in certain situations in camps, run them through fitness tests or drills to see exactly what you're getting, and then offer them right on the spot. It tells you what they thought about him. They offered him. And what did he sit? 3 days on it. I think he was offered on a Saturday and committed on a Tuesday. So he's a kid that wants to play for Texas. He said it's his dream school, so he's excited to be here. And like I said, I couldn't be more happy to have him as part of the program, and just excited to see his senior season and what it leads to for Eoghan.
And again, they're traveling to August 27th, traveling to Texas to play Duncanville, one of the perennial high school football teams here in the state of Texas. Wouldn't surprise me if both of those teams maybe top 10 according to some probably high school polls out there. But to be able to see him come against a couple of offensive linemen in Cameron Williams and Jalen Early, kind of see where he kind of plays there and see how he plays against that offensive line that Duncanville has. So really excited. Yeah.
So that's what we know about Eoghan Kerry, man.
All right, man. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. We'd appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. You can find us on Twitter at Texas Football Talk, on Facebook at Texas Football Talk, and on Instagram at Texas Football Talk. And as always, hook 'em.
Hook 'em.